Tonight on Titans football, presented by SeatGeek, the Titans are recharged, refocused, and return off the bye week. Coach Mike McCoy is in studio to provide his coaching insight on the team and players for the second half of the season. We'll catch up with Mr. Monday Night, Keith Bulluck, and see what he's been brewing up. Plus, Big Jeff's surprise that's got one high school team fired up for their playoff run. Let's press play on Titans football.
Oh, look at that. My goodness. Jeff Simmons slide. Lets it fly. Bullseye. Big six. Cody Barton. Okay. Hits. Caught. Alec Io Manor. And they got it. Jim DK. That's a Titans touchdown.
I'm Taylor Zarzer. Welcome to the BetMGM studio for Titans football. We're joined by Tennessee Titans head coach Mike McCoy. Team returns after the Week 10 bye. Second half of the season starts right now, and there's still a lot of football to be played. And obviously, Coach, winning trumps all. But what are your goals to achieve here in the final 8 weeks?
Well, you always talk about the beginning of the year. You want to be playing your best football in December going into January. And that starts with constant improvement, week in and week out. So as you go coming off the bye week, we got to, from a coaching staff, we got to watch and evaluate the season to this point in time and how we need to improve. So it's always you're looking at for constant improvement week in and week out.
The bye week allows us to do some self-scouting, so let's do that with our official review and talk about some of the guys and what they've done so far and what you expect moving forward. And let's start at the quarterback position. So important to success in the National Football League. Cam Ward is a rookie. He has taken every snap so far this season. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, it's typical rookie season. There's the good and the bad. And I think the great thing about Cam is he wants to be great. He works so hard. And he spends endless hours here in the facility. And we talked about it from the first day he came in here, is that you're learning. And, he wants to win so bad. It's just like, hey, listen, here's some things you got to learn. And, we've talked a number of times at different, now that in my current role of sitting down him, watching more tape with him, showing some things. Here's some things you need to clean up. Here's what you can do to, I think, help yourself. Become a better quarterback, but he's doing whatever he can to be the best Cam possible.
And you were saying that he really receives this information quite well. He loves to be coached, and you've really enjoyed those back and forths. And you were telling the media on Monday, Coach, take off from time to time. Keep the defense honest. Use your feet to keep those chains moving.
Well, as we all know, he loves to be aggressive and throw the ball downfield. But there's a time and place for that. So there's time where he's on the move and he might be looking downfield. There might be a chunk play or an explosive play downfield, whereas it might be, it's a questionable throw. Whereas if he just takes off and run, it's a 7-8 yard gain and you're staying ahead down in distance.
Yeah, then there's Jim DK, who's just been electric as a kick returner with several deep returns so far this season. Had a punt return for a touchdown against the LA Chargers in the last game. And now he's a first-string receiver, too.
You love everything about him. Just from the first day he got here, the way you see him practice every day, his attention to detail in all the meetings, and then his production on the field. And there's a reason why he's making more plays on offense, and he's getting more opportunities because you see what he can do, and that's what this business is all about, is make the most of your opportunities. And he's a great example of a young player doing that.
And speaking of young players, Alec Io Manor has at least 2 catches in every game. Gunnar Helm had his first touchdown in the NFL recently up in Indianapolis. And we're going to see a lot of Kevin Winston Jr. in the secondary the rest of the season.
It's great to see the growth of the young players. And that's what it's all about. We've had a great draft class this year. And you see the production that they've all had and, their increased roles as the season goes on. And that's critical for this. It's nothing like experience for these young guys.
And I know you want Big Jeff back playing at an all-pro level before the injury against New England Patriots. He had 4.5 sacks going into that game. A guy was just playing extraordinary football.
Yeah, one of the best players in defense in the NFL. He's the best at the business, what he does, and he's very disruptive in there, and there's nothing like having disruption inside. And so, very pleased with what he's done. Can't wait for him to get back out there.
Cedric Gray obviously is off to a terrific start this season as well, Coach, and we're looking forward to watching him play throughout the rest of the season. Coming up next, Special Teams Coordinator Bones Fossil makes his return to Titans football to break down Jim DK's punt return touchdown.
Up past past the 45. He breaks a tackle. He's got the edge. 40, 30, 20, 10,
All right,
5. That is a Titans touchdown. 67 yards. There are no flags on the field.
We're back with more Titans football. That was Chim Dike ripping off a 67-yard punt return for a touchdown versus the Chargers. And the fourth-round rookie out of Florida currently leads the NFL in all-purpose yards with over 1,500. That's special teams coordinator Bones Fossil. His first name's John, but I don't even think you know that.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's here to take us inside the play for some Titans tape. It's only a matter of time before he was going to do it, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's too long, but we'll take it when we got it. So let's go to the tape right here. We got a backed up punt, and we have a rush called right here. Interesting part of this is usually outside a corner, we've had Marcus Harris and Darrell Baker, but since they were starting on defense, we had two new corners in there. They got all by themselves. They got no help. Sam Womack up top, Micah Robinson at the bottom, who just signed off Green Bay's practice squad. All right, so as the play unfolds, the only way this return happens is if I pause it right here. These two guys outside get it started by blocking their gunners, because everything that happened back in here was all a rush package. We'll get to that here in a second, but to get this return started out of a rush call, Sam Womack and Micah Robinson got to get it started. And they did a great job of playing penalty-free football and getting the return started. Once that return gets started, we just had a wall built going return to our right, and you see all the rushers now coming into play as blockers as the play starts to develop. And sure enough, Chim does a great job catching it, gets vertical, gets outside of the wall, and then the rest is history, just getting to the end zone. So fantastic, really, execution by our corners outside. And you can see the rush inside. It's just a big pile of bodies, and sometimes the best way to return the football is to rush, just to cause a little bit of delay by the core pieces. And then you see we get a nice little wall built. Corners got the return started. Pause it right here. We got a lot of action with a great block right here by Mason and DMR, using some penalty-free football right about there at the point of attack. And then we had a lot of bodies out in front, and great job by Chestnut taking care of the punter. We got across the goal line. It's been a long time, but we'll take it as it comes.
Yeah, and maybe J.K. Scott, the punter for the Chargers, outkicked his coverage just barely, which is a good thing. You want that. Give him a few more yards for DK to roam. But great job, Coach, breaking down these brand new Titans, this one especially, doing an excellent job.
Great job. And we've been practicing hard, and just the ability and willingness of these guys to compete and then turn, rush into a fantastic effort, and then being penalty-free at the point of attack, which is very hard to do, is a real credit to those guys and their competitiveness.
The only thing I don't like about this is that I can't see your sideline and see you running right directly in front of us, all the way down to the end zone.
I was probably just outside the screen running in there.
I could see it from my booth, but you can't see it right here. You were as fired up as anyone.
I was pretty excited.
Yeah, and you just love to see your guys excel like this, and you have to be so moved by the way that Chim Dike is adapted to the National Football League.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and I think there's a lot of belief between Chim and trust, in those 10 guys. And then those 10 guys have a lot of belief in the guy who's in the back end. When you can combine the belief between blocker, returner, blocker, a lot of magic can happen.
Now, one last thing we have to discuss. As you can see, this guy is filled with energy and positivity. 21 years in the National Football League. Your dad went to the Super Bowl with the New York Giants. You bleed football, don't you?
I do. It was in my blood from the start. There's nothing else that I ever thought I would do. And it feels like every year is new. And you kind of have to reinvent yourself. And when you get young guys that compete like this, it inspires you to perform at a higher level.
And I know you want some wins for these guys in these weeks to come.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
We appreciate you very much. Let's go get some more special teams touchdowns. When Titans football returns, we catch up with the one and only Keith Bulluck and see what's keeping him busy these days. I'm Taylor Zarzer. Welcome back to Titans football. For a decade, Keith Bulluck was the heartbeat of the Titans defense. He was known for setting the tone with a tough, aggressive, and physical style of play. Bulluck was a 3-time All-Pro. We caught up with number 53, who has traded in his shoulder pads for steaming lattes. But he's still brewing up greatness in this week's Where Are They Now, presented by Nissan.
Coffee enthusiast, anytime that you just get like a single shot without anything in it, it should be a smooth shot every time. What up? My name is Keith Bulluck, a.k.a. Mr. Monday Night, a first-round draft pick out of Syracuse in 2000 for the Tennessee Titans, and this is where I'm at now. The natural progression to move back to Nashville as the city grew, and I saw that there were opportunities here for me to kind of use my brand and do things that I did within the community, but on a different level now being retired. Coffee was the first brick and mortar that I've ever done. I own my own shop, and it's also a franchise, so I'm also an owner in the franchise as well. It'll be 5 years in July. I wouldn't be able to do it without the employees, which I consider my teammates, my team members, because, I would work, over 60-hour weeks, and I'd be right in there with them, so I have to give them all the credit because they taught me a lot. We're always contending for a championship now, you know what I'm saying? If there's 53 Just Love franchises, we're always a top 10 every week when the stats come out. When I was a player, I used to do a wine event with my foundation, which was Keith Bulluck Believe and Achieve Foundation. And as an adult, well, I was an adult then, but as I've gotten older, the opportunity to work with wine, to have an establishment to come to, and like I say, it goes to the community. I just thought it was a good opportunity, and most of the things that I've done business-wise have been through the opportunities that have been presented to me.
With the 52nd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.
The time in Green Bay, I think what I appreciated the most was being up there with the former players. There were about 12 members from my draft class, the 2000 draft class, which Roger Goodell said was, the best draft class in NFL history. Look, Roger said it. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
The Tennessee Titans select Oluwafemi Oladejo.
So to be on that stage and then to go out to announce our second-round pick with our Titans fanatics right there was pretty cool. And for me to go out and name Oluwafemi Oladejo's name, the second-round draft pick, I can't lie, I had to kind of write it down to enunciate it, but that's Syracuse education, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was dope, it was fun. So this is the McEwen area. This nail shop was here. This was the first thing that was open. Then my coffee shop was the second. Then it was Tiff Treats, Jenny's. My boy Zach Pillar's family owns that Neighbors. Go check it out. My wife was pretty much holding it down, and definitely when I retired, to allow me to go back to get my MBA, to allow me to start different businesses, to allow me to, explore other things such as real estate and the different things that we have going for our family. Now that our kids are getting older, she's able to get into the things that she likes and enjoys. Growing up in foster care, I didn't necessarily know what it was like to grow up in family structure. I saw it from afar from my friends' families, to have my own. That has definitely allowed me to, do the things that I do and be in the place that I am structurally. I can transition over to help behind the scenes at the wine bar here in Franklin as we rebuild the culture that will transition to what we're going to be doing downtown in Nashville Yard. So, it all goes hand in hand. And once I do that, maybe I'll go into coaching as my third career.
Keith Bulluck is one of the great Titans. Coach, we have some great linebacker coaches with Frank Bush and Ben Bloom in the room right now with our guys.
You love the energy and the juice they bring every day. And I think they have a passion for the game of football, and they truly love working with their players. So it's great to see every day. So it's not surprising at all. You see the way their players are playing.
And you remember how good a player Keith Bulluck was.
Yes, one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And great to still have him in the Titans family. Cody Barton and Cedric Gray have really elevated their game so far this season. Coming up, Big Jeff's big-time inspiration for a Nashville high school football team. That's next on Titans Football. We're back with more Titans football. Coach, let's talk about how meaningful it is when players use their platform to give back to the community. What do you tell players about the importance of making an impact off of the field?
Well, they can never do enough, off the field. I think we're all so fortunate to be in the profession that we're in. We're playing the game of football. And it's an honor and privilege to play this game, but the more you get out in the community and really help people, thank people, and do whatever you can to put a smile on someone's face every day, you can't do it enough.
Yeah, no, you can't. And certainly a guy like Jeff Simmons is always volunteering, which is awesome to see. Mm-hmm. What drives his leadership and makes him a powerful example and an impact on the community and on the football field? Well,
I think he's a great example for all the younger players. When you look at someone like Jeff, being the pillar of your team, it says so much about him as a person, not just as a football player, but as a person, what it means for him to go out there and help others and go out and spend his free time, whether it's a day off or whenever it is, the off-season program, going out there, and helping kids or whatever he's doing. It says a lot about him, so it's great to see.
Yeah, it certainly is. He recently visited football practice at Maplewood High School before the team's playoff game to donate some brand new equipment, offer coaching tips and words of encouragement in this week's SeatGeek Sound.
That looked like a zone run.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so, instead of going two-hand, like if I'm the center, I snap, pop his shoulder, then he could take over. So you won't have to spend so much time on the nose with two hands. See what I'm saying?
If y'all don't know, this is Jeffrey Simmons. He did some good things for y'all behind the scenes that y'all don't know. Got some new gear for y'all, so some of y'all get out of my old shoulder pads, some of y'all get some new helmets, but y'all get up for Jeffrey Simmons real quick.
Y'all ready for this playoff game?
Yes, sir.
So what's up, man? First off, Coach Simmons, I want to say appreciate you. Man, y'all know, and Coach, man, y'all probably don't know how much work they probably putting in behind the scene for y'all boys, but listen to y'all coaches. I wouldn't be here today without my head coach from high school. So when y'all need something, man, I'm sure his door is always open. His phone is always open. My high school football coach is like my hero. He made sure, was it my grades, me staying out of trouble. If it wasn't for him, I'm telling y'all, man, I wouldn't be here today. Good luck to y'all this weekend, man. Stay committed to it. I know some of you guys getting ready, some of y'all seniors, y'all get ready to hit this real world, man. And it ain't easy. Y'all might not be going to play football on the next level, but it's so much more out here in life than, the streets, drugs, all of that, man. Especially for y'all seniors, man. Get with these coaches, hit me up. Like, bro, it's so much out here than going out here and getting in trouble. My foundation called Give Them a Reason. We all want a reason to go somewhere in life. I know what it feel like to struggle. I know what it feel like to want more in life. Keep going. There's so many hurdles in life that y'all gonna have to go through, but keep going. That should be the mindset. No matter what y'all going through in life, keep going. So like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. Good luck to y'all this weekend. Take it one game at a time and play for each other. Have each other back out there on that field, man. Good luck to y'all. Appreciate it.
Big Jeff's pep talk worked. Maplewood defeated Waverly 24-6 and moves on to the next round of the Class 3A state playoffs. All right, after the break, the Titans prepare for an AFC South rematch against the Houston Texans. Welcome back to Titans football. Week 11 is here, and it's time for us to officially look ahead to the 4-5 Houston Texans. They were very close to 3-6. They had a comeback victory against the Jags, scoring 26 points in the final quarter. It's a rematch of Week 4, Coach. What lessons can you take from the first time you played them?
Well, I think it's great for your football team, going playing a division team the second time around, whether you have new players in your team, new players in their team. You learn a lot about their personnel, and that's the big thing is the games with the one-on-one matchups. So having your players played against the players they have, and there's obviously changes as the season goes on, but it's just an experience playing against that scheme and against those players.
Yep, and they come in obviously after a huge win, and stopping their great pass rush will be critical this week.
Yeah, there's an issue on both sides, and it's great, but they're great players. And it's a great challenge for our team, but that's the NFL game today. Back in the days, each team had one. Usually that was a phenomenal pass rusher. They got two, so we got a great challenge ahead of us.
Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter are their names, and They'll be here in Nashville on Sunday. It'll be a good division matchup. The Titans face the Texans this Sunday at Nissan Stadium. It's our salute to service game. We'll honor our service members, veterans, and their families. Also a reminder, you can vote for Titans cornerback Darrell Baker Jr. for the Salute to Service Award. Our pregame radio coverage of Titans Countdown begins at 11 o'clock Central Time with kickoff set for noon. For Mike McCoy, for John Bones Fossil, thanks for watching Titans football, and we'll see you next time.